What's going on, YouTube? Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Ariel H. I'm out here at the park. It's darker than I would like, but I'm trying to get run in. I figured I'd try to live stream it. I actually bought a gimbal for my phone. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can get anybody in here. All right, let me put this down. It's kind of windy out here, and this is not the most secure, so let's see if we can make this work. Out here, hopefully it's not too windy. These are my shoes here. Saucony Ride 18. They're pretty good. My first ever, like, actually dedicated running shoes. And honestly, no complaints. They get the job done. I don't really have anything to compare them to other than my, like, normal shoes, I guess. So, riding with these, so far they've been great. I don't even tie them, honestly. I just kind of like leave them how they are. Because I can knot them down, so I don't need to tie them. I put the mic on the wrong side because it's really windy. Let's see. What's up with you guys? You all good? Gotta stand by for the audio. Put it on this side for now. I'm pretty sure the chat works. So if anybody's gonna try to chat, see if I can scratch it up. It's pretty dark. I wish it wasn't this dark because I was gonna try to do 5K in under 30 minutes, and that would be extremely difficult for me right now because I'm not conditioned for that. I can do 5K, just not in under 30 minutes. Or at least that's what I'm saying. Try that hard. Nice day out. I've been meal prepping all day. Get closer to the chat just in case. Been meal prepping all day, so haven't really had a chance to be active other than in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Let them cook. Let them cook. Like, oh, yeah, I'm not loose at all. I'm coming from meal prepping, so I've just been in the kitchen. Yeah. Hey, Dina. Hello. Thanks for coming in, checking it out. I'm just stretching before I get going. Hopefully it's not too dark in there, and if anything, I'll be able to just come into the light here and just go back and forth a bunch. This is not right. I am not loosey-goosey. What's going on with you, Dina? What are you up to on this beautiful Sunday? Stretch them glutes, you know. Honestly, if you guys are watching this and watching my technique, don't judge me. Hey, is the audio good, Dina? Let me know if you're still in here. I'm trying to stretch out my glutes here. I don't feel like getting on the floor right now, so this is what I'm going to run to. This is terrible timing, honestly. Like, I should be finishing my run currently. Let's see what the chat says. Aoki. You're Steve Aoki? No way. I have a goal of 8 to 10 miles. viewers to 3 viewers. That's okay. I'm not upset. All right, let's see what the optimal running situation is going to be like as far as holding my phone. Let me see. How do I rotate the chat here? Oh wait, I know how. Gotta rotate my phone. There we. Wait, no, that didn't work. 1 second. The animator, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for being here. All right, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how do I go. Okay, tell me, guys. Am I streaming correctly? Hold on. I want it to be horizontal. 1 second. I want it to be horizontal. You know, long format, long ways. I look dumb right now. I just know it. Okay, I want to do. How do I go horizontal on here? Am I sideways on your guys' phone? Tell me. Tell me now. Night Owl, you think you would have all this shit figured out before you go live? You know what? You would think so if this wasn't my first stream, you know what I mean? Because there's those people that say they're gonna do it, and then there's those people that actually do it. And it's better to shoot and then aim afterwards sometimes, all right? So, you subscribe. Thank you, the animator. I appreciate you. Flip camera. Nope, that's not what I want to do. All right. There's a little light on here. I wonder if... How do I turn this thing on? What does this say? I can't see those little emojis, because I'm streaming from my phone. All right, guys. I really... Hold on. Let me just... All right. Is this rotating? Why is this not rotating? All right, guys. Is this stream good? Tell me now, or else I'm gonna have to keep turning my head if that's the case. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. All right, I'm gonna start my run on my... How do I make the stream bigger? Thank you, the animator. I don't know how to make the stream bigger. All right, I'm gonna just go for it. Oh, hold on. Is this to mono? You guys should be able to hear me much better now, I hope. All right, are we ready? Are we ready to rock? All right, let me start my Strava on my watch. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Is the audio better? Tell me now. I'm starting my run. Make sure you guys tell me. Wait, I need to stop already. I need to... Oh wait, I can't do that on here. That's okay. I need to figure out how to turn this light on my wait, that's the wrong way. Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to do. I need to figure out how to turn this light on this gimbal thing. I cannot reach that, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is not ideal. Should have definitely figured this out beforehand, but oh well, that's what the next stream is for, right? I hope the signal doesn't really cut off. I am already exhausted. Who thought this was a good idea? Tell me now. Tell me now who thought this was a good idea, because it's not. Show yourself. I definitely can't reach it right now. Let me see. Let me attempt it. Nope, can't reach it. It's alright. I'll pause in a second. Alright, what's chat saying? Oh my gosh, yes, haha. Okay.
Nothing too crazy. I'm going. Wrong way. I don't know how to use this thing. I'm trying to stabilize the camera. Never felt so embarrassed in my life. My breathing, you guys can all hear it. It's not ideal. Who thought this was a good idea? Show yourself in the chat right now. People are looking at me weird. Look at that guy. Cruising. Oh, this sucks. Who thought this was a good idea? You guys can probably hear the wind a lot. I apologize. I'll figure it out next time. I got a burp. Alright. What's the chat saying? Animator, AFK. Alright, we're good. See, my phone is sideways, but everything on my screen is vertical. So I have to tilt my head in order to read it. Not ideal. Whose idea was this? You guys want to see a POV? See what I'm looking at? Here. Hey, what's going on, bro? Where you at? I'm supposed to be running. I'm trying to switch the camera. Alright, POV. POV, your aerial. The coolest person on the planet. Look. Look at that. Yep. You see that? Wait, go up. No, wrong way. Yeah, that's my view. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. Look at that. How do I? Oh, there we go. I got it. Hey, Isaac. I'm pretty sure I saw you driving with your boo thing yesterday. Yesterday, I had an audition for like a prank show. It was interesting. Alright. I'm gonna try and tell a story while I run. Okay. So I signed up for this website because I'm trying to be an actor. Right? That's my goal. Main goal right now. Try to be an actor. And there was this prompt that was like a prank show. Sorry, you guys probably can't hear. Let me tilt the mic back a little bit. It's a prank show, and it's kind of like Impractical Jokers style. Oh, this is so hard. Whose idea was this? Show yourself. This sucks. It's kind of like Impractical Jokers, where they mic you up and they send you into the public. And when you're in the public, you have to like basically just troll people. You have to troll people on the street, just kind of mess with them. Not to the point where it's like extreme harassment, but enough to make someone upset, you know? So signed up for it. I applied, and they reached out. They said, send me your number. I'll get all the information to you so that we can decide if we want to do like an audition. So, sends my number. He calls me, and he says, hey, call you from the Art of Pranks or something like that. He's like, we basically go to like events and theme parks, and we just like mic you up, we send you out there, and we kind of feed you like a little prompt to kind of read off of, and that's your act, that's your audition. So on Saturday we'll meet up and we'll do like a live audition. So I show up yesterday, and it's so sketchy. I show up to these apartments, and I'm looking for the people, can't find them. Eventually I find them, and he basically goes through the game plan. So there's like four of us auditioning, 3 guys, 1 girl, and he goes through the game plan there, and then he's like, all right, let's start heading out. Is everybody okay with cramming into a van? And immediately, red flag, right? A van, 4 of us, we don't know anybody. This is sketch. So, oh, there's light. So, everybody agreed to get into the van. So we go to the apartment lot parking, and we go underneath the ground. It's like a basement level thing, which is already red flag number 2. And we get there, and we go to the van, and then he opens the trunk. We open the trunk, and then we see that there's no seats in the back. He's like, oh, forgot to mention that there's no seats in the back of the van, where everybody's gonna be crammed in there. And so that's red flag number 3. Red flag number 4 was immediately then and there. When we open up the trunk, there's no seats, but there was something in there. There was something in there that's even more sketchy. I don't know what that was. That was a mattress. There was a mattress in the back of the van. I don't know if people have been doing it or what the situation is, but that's not very ideal, because we're all cramming into the back of a van with no seats in the back, but instead there's a mattress. Who knows if it's clean? Who knows if it's dirty? But guess what? We all got in there, and we continued to try and be a part of this audition. So we go out there in the van. We put the girl in the front. She's the only girl. You know, it's better for her not to be crammed in the back with everybody else. So we put her in front. We start driving. We go and drive for like 10 minutes maybe. And we drive to like this shopping center, like plaza type of thing. And we try to find parking where we can kind of like have a good view with the cameras from inside the van of the people auditioning. So I switched hands. I'm tired.
Distance 1 mile.
All right, 1 mile in.
10 minutes, 35 seconds.
10 minutes, 35 seconds. 1 more mile to go. Okay, so yeah, this is tricky, guys. All right, so we get to the location. It's in Rice Village, and we park in a parking spot, and the main guy that's kind of like hosting the thing, the audition, he's basically giving us like prompts so that we can like try out for the audition, right? One of the prompts was a blind person, right? So he was like, I got a cane and I got sunglasses, so you can pretend to be blind and try to mess with people. And immediately I was interested because I've seen those pranks online. They've always been pretty funny. So I figured this would be my opportunity. It's gonna get dark here. So, hold on, can I turn this light on? Let me see what the chat say. Challenger, what's going on? Let me see if I can turn this light on. Because there is a little light on here. I just don't know how to turn it on. Is it charged? Oh. Yeah, I can't really turn it on. That's okay. Alright, I can't see anything in front of me. So, anyways, yeah, so we're talking about the prompts, and one of them was to be blind with a cane and sunglasses. Another one was, hey, you can pretend you're on your phone and be talking to the doctor and saying how you have this contagious disease and you can't really talk or be in the vicinity of people. You can't be too close to them, otherwise the infection will catch on. Sorry, I burped. So that was another prompt. And then another prompt was a megaphone. You had a megaphone prop. And I mean, you can just get creative with them, right? You can get creative with these props and try to make something work. At the end of the day, it's all improv. So it's really just dependent on your skills. So yeah, that was another prompt. And then the girl ended up going first. We were shooting from the van, and she was basically just bumping into things as a blind person over and over to see if anybody would help. And sure enough, there was a couple people helping. Then we moved locations, and then I volunteered to check it out. So I did the blind person prank also. So I got my sunglasses, I got the cane, and I crossed the street so that I can have some time to, warm up, get into character. I was mic'd up at this point, and I wasn't really too sure what I wanted to do because I didn't know the prompts until then. But I did know that I wanted to try to jump scare people on the sidewalk as a blind person. But the twist was going to be that I would mistime it. So I would jump out too early, or when I jumped out, I'd be looking the wrong way, not making eye contact with the people. So unfortunately, I couldn't really do that because we were in an intersection in a four-way stop. So I couldn't really hide behind anything on the street. So that didn't work. So next option was to just try and make it work with my improv skills, which I would say I have some there, but I'm not too proficient in the improv game because I can find moments. I have to wait for my moment for me to really hit it, right? Hit a good one-liner or have some sort of response or clap back. I have to wait for my moment. It's trickier for me to try to create it off of nothing, That's where it gets tricky. So I realized I was struggling with that, and so I was walking down the street as the blind person, and then I see two guys on the corner, and they were older guys, probably I don't know, 40, upper 40s, higher 40s, and in my head, I'm like, all right, these guys are my target. I'm gonna go and try and mess with them. Let's see if this works out. So I start walking, and I bump into one of them with the cane, and they don't really say anything because they're thinking, oh, you know, blind person, must have been an honest mistake, no big deal. And I bump into him again, and then I think he makes a noise, and so I started a conversation, and he tells me his name, and he tells me why they're there, and then he starts talking about it, and he says, oh, we're actually here for a Bible study type of thing. And I look to the side, and there's like a bunch of pamphlets, there's like a little podium, and they just have a bunch of like Bible study stuff and books, and they're trying to educate people. And in my head, I was like, this is a terrible idea, because I am trying to mess with people as if I'm a blind person, and this guy just told me that they're here for Bible study reasons. Oh, you guys cannot see me. And it was just terrible timing. It was the worst, okay, not the worst people, but like, it was the worst situation I could have been in, because I am actually not too educated in, you know, the Bible or religion, and I would just feel bad if I said the wrong thing. So I ended up keeping my mouth shut about that. And oh man, it's so dark. Sorry guys, I'm almost done. So I ended up trying to like do something else. I ended up crossing the street. One of the guys ended up helping me across the street, and my next plan was to stop in the middle of the street as a blind person, but it didn't really work out because one of the guys ended up having to help me across the street. So I go to this macaroon place, the little cookies, and I see a macaroon called Rose. So I look at the rose, and I'm like, okay, I can play a little joke and say that I got this rose for you. The lady at the store told me it was a rose, and I was gonna go back and try to see if I can figure something out with that little cookie. So I leave the macaroon spot, and I go across the street, and I have 3 macaroons in a bag. So I pull one out, and I'm sweeping with the cane, and I stop in front of in the middle of the intersection where cars are trying to go, and I start eating these macaroons while there's cars piled up waiting for the blind person to get out the street. But nobody was saying anything, nobody was honking. I'm sure everybody would feel bad trying to honk at the blind person. So I'm standing there in the middle of the street eating my macaroons as a blind person, holding up traffic, and then sure enough, these guys from the Bible study come out to the street, and obviously I can see them. I have my sunglasses on. I'm not really blind, so I can see them coming, and I have to pretend that I don't see them, or I don't know which direction they're coming in. So I just stand there in the middle of the street for a good, I don't know, 20, 25 seconds, and he comes onto the middle of the street. He's like, hey man, come on, like, let me help you out. So I kind of follow him. He kind of guides me with his hand, and yeah, we're crossing the street, and he says, oh, careful, watch your step. And then I was like, I can't really see, can't really watch my step for obvious reasons. And he felt bad. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I just feel bad the whole time, because I'm pranking this guy that's trying to educate people on the Bible, and I'm over here not harassing, but just playing a fun joke. So I end up going to the corner where they were at, and then I tell them, hey, I got you guys some macaroons, and they accept, or at first they decline, then I make them like accept. Damn, I'm almost done. I make them accept the macaroons, and then I wait till they eat them, and then the guy asks me, he's like, oh, so do you have friends? Did you come alone? Who you here with? I was like, oh no, I just came alone. I'm just kind of hanging out. And then he's like, oh, well, what do you like to do for fun? I was like, oh, I like walking around. I like getting macaroons and making money off of them.
Distance, 2 miles.
Alright, that's 2 miles.
Time, 22 minutes, 28 seconds.
So, who's in here?
Previous mile in,
Alright.
11 minutes,
So
2
basically,
seconds.
now that I can speak much better, so yeah, if you guys are kind of tuning in just now, I did a audition for a prank show, and basically they mic'd me up. We went out to the street. I had a blind person cane and I had some sunglasses, and I was trying to find people to prank. So I came across these people on the corner, and I was like, all right, cool, those are my victims. And then I didn't really have a plan going in. I'm trying to work on the improv skills, so I was just gonna go and see if I can find an opportunity to kind of fire some jokes or something like that. Anyway, I walk into them. It turns out they're there trying to educate people on Bible study. I do not want to prank these guys. They're the only guys here. I'm not educated enough in the Bible to even try to make a joke and not be offensive. So I went to the macaroon store. They walked me over across the street, came back with macaroons, and I stopped in the middle of the street as a blind person trying to figure out what's going on. Stopped in the middle of the street. I can see all the cars kind of backing up, and nobody wanted to honk at me because I was a blind person, technically. So the Bible study guys go out, save the day. They go and grab my hand, or like grab my arm, and they walk me across the street, and he's like, watch your step. I was like, I can't really watch my step. That was kind of rude. And then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't mean to say that. And then I just feel bad the whole time because I'm like, I don't want to mess with these guys. So anyway, I gave them the macaroons. We go to the corner, and now we're all caught up. And I go to the corner, and here I am with my sunglasses on, pretending I'm blind with the blind cane. And these guys are like wondering, like, oh, how can we help this guy get to wherever he needs to go, to his Uber or to a friend or whatever. They ask me, who are you here with? And I say, nobody, I'm here alone. And so they're like, okay, cool, let's make conversation, basically. So he's like, what do you like to do on your, on your free time? I'm like, oh, I just like buying macaroons and making money off people. And they kind of looked at each other like, what does that mean? Because I had bought some and I gave some to them, and so they were kind of looking at each other like kind of like put off and kind of weirded out, right? So then I tell him, I'm like, yeah, actually these macaroons were $10. So then I can see that I'm blind. I'm playing a blind person. I got my sunglasses on, but I can see what they're looking at, and they kind of like are side-eyeing each other like, what is this guy doing right now? What does he mean? So I'm like, oh yeah, actually they were $10, the macaroons. And then they're kind of side-eyeing each other, and they're like, oh, did you want us to pay for them? Or, and these guys, I feel so bad. They were being so kind to me, thinking I'm a blind person, and here I am deceiving them. And I was like, yeah, I would like you to pay for them. So they're kind of like just kind of shocked, and they pull out their wallets and they give me one of the guys gives me $6, and I'm like he hands it over to me. He tells me that it's $6. He gives me the cash in hand, and I'm like, oh, actually, it was actually $10, not $6, basically. Oh shoot, sorry, the mic. Make sure I can. I was like, it's actually $10, not $6. And then he's like, oh well, okay. So the other guy like pulls out $2 more, and I told us to 8. Obviously, you guys haven't done geometry, but I ended up getting $8, and I was like, you know what? That's fine. Like mine was probably $2, right? And I just felt bad at this point. I was like, this is when I like broke character, because I could not keep the prank going any longer. I just felt so bad messing with these guys. These guys were so sweet and nice. They're helping me out, thinking that I'm a blind person, and I just messed with them enough. And we got enough footage, because remember, this was a prank audition. I wasn't just doing this with no cameras around. They're like behind me. They're in the van with 2 big cameras looking through. They got the earphones on so that they could hear my audio and hear what's going on. And I was like, all right, it's been too long. It's time to wrap it up. So I ended up wrapping it up, and I told him, hey man, I'm just messing with you. Totally a joke. Here's the money back. Enjoy the I hope you guys enjoyed the macaroons. I'm not actually blind. I'm just kind of like messing around. This is what I like to do for fun. And then they were like pretty cool about it. They were understanding, and then they actually asked me about my hat. It says Chosen on it, and they were asking me about like what it means, and I just gave them the rundown. But anyways, that's basically the story of. Let me set this down real quick. So that's basically the story of my audition for a prank show. I know you guys could not hear. I don't know if there's many people sticking around to this point, but that was the audition. I'm trying to be an actor. I'm working on my improv skills. Dang, look, my arm kind of look kind of jacked right now. I just gotta get rid of this tummy. Side profile. Alphalete Base T. Use code Oscar for 10% off your orders. Yeah, so that's the story of how I auditioned for a prank show. I'll probably make another video. Actually, I have footage, so I'm sure at some point I'll make another video, maybe like the next update, and I'll include that footage of like us getting in the van, and there not being any like back seats, and there being a mattress in the back, so we're all crammed in there, and yeah, just the experience. So thanks for watching the live, guys. If you guys were out here, appreciate you. The animator, I'm wrapping it up now. You told me you were AFK, but I just finished my 2 miles. I don't know what time I did though. Let me see. Let me see what it tells me right here. Yeah, I'm not sure what time I did. I know I think it was like 22 minutes or something. The 2 miles. So yeah, not too bad. Let me take this mic off. It might hurt your ears. I'm sorry. But yeah, 2 miles. It got dark. You guys, if you guys were watching, I probably scared away a couple people when it got dark. You couldn't really see me, and there's no fun in that. So I'm gonna try and figure out this light on the gimbal. So hopefully, like, if I have to run in the dark again, I can like at least light my face up. So I'll try and figure that out. I need to figure out the orientation of the stream, because currently this is how you look on my, like, through my eyes. You're sideways, right? But the chat is vertical, so I have to like turn my head so I can see what the chat says, and that's not okay. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That was 2 miles with the toe injury. I didn't even tell you guys about the toe injury, but basically we were playing volleyball. The ball went over my head, so I tried to turn around, and then I turned, and then my big toe got caught under while I was trying to take a step, and I stepped over it, and yeah, that was not ideal. Damn, we basically could have been running together. We did run together. I just finished. I did 2 miles though. You probably did 3, 4. You said you were doing 4. I drove here. It's super dark. I couldn't figure out the light, so you probably missed the whole stream. 40 minutes. Okay, so this stream is 40 minutes long right now. But yeah, not bad. Do not go back and watch like the video of this stream, because I could not breathe while I was trying to speak the whole time and tell a story. But anyways, thanks for watching. The Animator, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much. Hopefully you stick around to the other streams. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already, Ariel_HD. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Laters. This is awkward. I can't find the stop button.